Do you want to successfully complete the D099 Objective Assessment exam? Then you are in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers for your success in the D099 OA exam for free. We understand that acing your OA exam can be quite challenging. That's why we provide completely free exam guides and practice questions for you. In this video, we will cover questions from global business, trade policy, business law, management and strategy. So let's get started. 1. What is the term for a company's practice of moving jobs to a foreign location where labour costs are lower? A. Outsourcing, B. Offshoring, C. Reshoring, D. Exporting. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Offshoring. Explanation: option B is correct because offshoring is when a company takes some of its jobs or business operations and moves them to another country, often because it's cheaper to pay workers there. The company still owns that part of the business, but it's now offshore. Option A is incorrect because outsourcing is when a company hires a different, separate company to do some work for them. That other company could be in the same country or a foreign one. Option C is incorrect because reshoring is the opposite of offshoring. It means bringing jobs back to the home country. Option D is incorrect because exporting is simply selling goods made in your country to other countries. 2. Which pricing strategy involves setting high prices for new products to maximize revenue from early adopters? A. Price skimming, B. Penetration pricing, C. Competitive pricing, D. Psychological pricing. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Price skimming. Explanation: option A is correct because price skimming is a strategy where a company releases a new product at a very high price to get the most money from early adopters who are eager to have the newest thing. Later, the company often lowers the price to appeal to a wider market. Option B is incorrect because penetration pricing is the opposite. It involves setting a low initial price to quickly gain a large market share. Option C is incorrect because competitive pricing involves setting your price based on what your competitors are charging for similar products. Option D is incorrect because psychological pricing uses price points that seem more appealing to consumers, like $9.99 instead of $10. 3. Which concept involves tailoring a company's products and strategies to fit local markets while maintaining a global presence? A. Standardization, B. Adaptation, C. Localization, D. Localization. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Localization. Explanation: option C is correct because localization is a strategy that combines global and local. A global company adapts its products or marketing to fit the specific needs and preferences of each local market. Think of McDonald's offering different menu items in different countries. Option A is incorrect because standardization means selling the exact same product everywhere with no changes. Option B is incorrect because adaptation is the act of making changes for a local market, which is a component of the broader localization strategy. Option D is incorrect because localization is very similar to adaptation. Localization is the overarching business strategy that encompasses this. 4. What is the term for a country limiting the amount of a particular product that can be imported from another country? A. Tariff, B. Quota, C. Subsidy, D. Embargo. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Quota. Explanation: option B is correct because a quota is a specific government-imposed limit on the quantity of a certain product that can be imported into a country during a set period. It's a way to control the supply of foreign goods to protect local industries. Option A is incorrect because a tariff is a tax on imported goods, not a limit on their quantity. Option C is incorrect because a subsidy is financial assistance given by a government to its own industries. Option D is incorrect because an embargo is a complete ban on trade with a specific country or of specific goods. 5. Which term refers to selling goods in a foreign market at a price below their cost of production? A. Subsidizing. B. Dumping. C. Price fixing. D. Protectionism. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Dumping. Explanation: option B is correct because dumping is the practice of a company selling its products in a foreign country at an unusually low price, sometimes even below the cost to produce them. It's often seen as an unfair competitive tactic to drive out local businesses. Option A is incorrect because subsidizing is when a government provides financial aid to its own companies. Option C is incorrect because price fixing is an illegal practice where competing companies agree to set prices together. Option D is incorrect because protectionism is the general policy of protecting domestic industries from foreign competition. Anti-dumping rules are a form of protectionism. 6. What type of market structure has many buyers and sellers, identical products, and no barriers to entry? A. Monopoly. B. Oligopoly. C. Perfect competition. D. Monopolistic competition. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Perfect competition. Explanation: option C is correct because perfect competition is an ideal market structure with numerous small companies selling identical products. It's easy for new firms to enter the market, and no single company has the power to influence the market price. Option A is incorrect because a monopoly is a market with only one seller. Option B is incorrect because an oligopoly is a market dominated by a few large companies. Option D is incorrect because monopolistic competition involves many companies selling similar but slightly different products, such as different brands of coffee shops. 7. Which exchange rate system allows a currency to fluctuate according to supply and demand in the market? A. Fixed exchange rate. B. Pegged exchange rate. C. Floating exchange rate. D. Currency band. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Floating exchange rate. Explanation: option C is correct because in a floating exchange rate system, a currency's value is determined by the supply and demand for that currency in the foreign exchange market. Its value can go up and down freely. Option A is incorrect because a fixed or pegged exchange rate is when a government locks its currency's value to another currency or a commodity like gold. Option B is incorrect because a fixed or pegged exchange rate is when a government locks its currency's value to another currency or a commodity like gold. Option D is incorrect because a currency band allows the rate to float, but only within a predefined upper and lower limit. 8. Which practice involves a company acquiring or merging with another company in a foreign country to expand its operations? A. Licensing. B. Franchising. C. Foreign direct investment. D. Outsourcing. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Foreign direct investment. Explanation: option C is correct because foreign direct investment involves a company making a substantial investment to gain significant influence or control over a business in another country. This often takes the form of an acquisition or a merger. Option A is incorrect because licensing involves giving a foreign company permission to use your brand or technology for a fee. Option B is incorrect because franchising is a model where you let someone else operate a business using your brand and systems. Option D is incorrect because outsourcing is hiring a separate company to perform some of your business functions. 9. What type of tax is imposed on imported goods to protect domestic industries? A. Subsidy. B. Tariff. C. Quota. D. Excise tax. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Tariff. Explanation. Option B is correct because a tariff is a tax levied by a government on imported goods. The primary purpose is to make foreign products more expensive, thereby helping domestic products compete more effectively. Option A is incorrect because a subsidy is financial aid given by the government to its own industries. Option C is incorrect because a quota is a limit on the quantity of imports, not a tax. Option D is incorrect because an excise tax is a tax on specific goods produced and sold within a country, such as gasoline or tobacco. 10. Which trade organisation oversees international trade agreements and helps resolve disputes between member countries? A. World Bank. B. International Monetary Fund. C. World Trade Organization. D. United Nations. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. World Trade Organization. Explanation. Option C is correct because the World Trade Organization acts as the global referee for trade between nations. Its main functions are to ensure trade flows smoothly, administer trade agreements, and provide a forum for resolving trade disputes. Option A is incorrect because the World Bank focuses on providing loans and grants to developing countries for development projects. Option B is incorrect because the International Monetary Fund works to ensure the stability of the international monetary system. Option D is incorrect because the United Nations is a broader organisation focused on international peace, security, and cooperation on a wide range of global issues. 11. Which legal system is based on written codes and laws rather than on judicial precedents? A. Common law. B. Civil law. C. Religious law. D. Customary law. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Civil law. Explanation. Option B is correct because civil law systems rely on a comprehensive and detailed set of written laws or codes. Judges in a civil law system apply these codes to the facts of a case, with less emphasis on decisions made in past cases. Option A is incorrect because common law is based primarily on judicial precedents, meaning decisions made by judges in previous cases. Option C is incorrect because religious law is derived from the scriptures and texts of a particular religion. Option D is incorrect because customary law is based on long-standing traditions and customs within a community. 12. Which term refers to an economy where private businesses operate for profit with limited government interference? A. Command economy. B. Mixed economy. C. Market economy. D. Traditional economy. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Market economy. Explanation. Option C is correct because in a market economy, economic decisions and pricing are guided by the interactions of a country's individual citizens and businesses. The government's role is generally limited, allowing for free competition and private ownership. Option A is incorrect because in a command economy, the government makes all major economic decisions. Option B is incorrect because a mixed economy is a blend, featuring both private enterprise and significant government intervention. Option D is incorrect because a traditional economy is based on customs, history, and time-honoured beliefs. 13. Which agreement reduced tariffs and trade barriers between the United States, Canada, and Mexico? A. Mercosur, B. ASEAN, C. NAFTA, D. EU. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. NAFTA. Explanation: option C is correct because NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, was an agreement signed by Canada, Mexico, and the United States that created a trilateral trade bloc. Its primary goal was to eliminate most tariffs and trade barriers between the three countries. Option A is incorrect because Mercosur is a South American trade bloc. Option B is incorrect because ASEAN is a political and economic union of Southeast Asian countries. Option D is incorrect because the EU is the European Union, a political and economic union of countries primarily in Europe. 14. What is the purpose of intellectual property rights such as patents and copyrights? A. To increase market competition. B. To protect creative and innovative works. C. To limit international trade. D. To promote free use of ideas. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. To protect creative and innovative works. Explanation: option B is correct because the primary purpose of intellectual property rights is to grant creators and inventors exclusive rights over their creations for a certain period. Patents protect inventions, and copyrights protect original works like books and music, encouraging further innovation. Option A is incorrect because IP rights grant a temporary monopoly, which can limit competition in the short term to reward the creator. Option C is incorrect because while IP can affect trade, its main purpose is protection, not trade limitation. Option D is incorrect because IP rights restrict the free use of ideas to allow the creator to benefit from them. 15. Which economic theory suggests that countries should specialise in the production of goods they can produce most efficiently? A. Absolute advantage. B. Comparative advantage. C. Protectionism. D. Mercantilism. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Comparative advantage. Explanation: option B is correct because the theory of comparative advantage holds that countries should specialise in producing and exporting goods that they can produce at a lower opportunity cost, meaning they sacrifice less of other goods to produce it than other countries. This allows for gains from trade for all parties. Option A is incorrect because absolute advantage refers to being able to produce a good using fewer resources than another country. Comparative advantage is about relative efficiency. Option C is incorrect because protectionism is the policy of restricting trade to protect domestic industries. Option D is incorrect because mercantilism is an old theory focused on maximising exports and minimising imports to accumulate wealth. 16. What is the term for the process by which governments provide financial assistance to domestic industries to help them compete globally? A. Tariff. B. Subsidy. C. Quota. D. Dumping. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Subsidy. Explanation: Option B is correct because a subsidy is a form of financial aid or support extended to an economic sector or business with the aim of promoting economic and social policy. This assistance helps lower their costs, making them more competitive against foreign companies. Option A is incorrect because a tariff is a tax on imports. Option C is incorrect because a quota is a limit on the quantity of imports. Option D is incorrect because dumping is a practice by companies, not governments, of selling goods at an unfairly low price in a foreign market. 17. Which financial tool allows investors to buy or sell a currency at a specific rate on a future date to hedge against currency fluctuations? A. Currency swap. B. Currency option. C. Currency futures contract. D. Forward contract. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Currency futures contract. Explanation. Option C is correct because a currency futures contract is a standardized exchange-traded agreement to buy or sell a certain amount of a foreign currency at a predetermined price on a specific future date. Businesses use these to hedge against the risk of unfavorable exchange rate movements. Option A is incorrect because a currency swap involves exchanging principal and/or interest payments in different currencies. Option B is incorrect because a currency option gives the holder the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell a currency at a set price. Option D is incorrect because a forward contract is similar but is a private, non-standardized agreement between two parties, such as a bank and a client. 18. What type of organizational structure involves dividing a company's operations based on different product lines? A. Functional structure. B. Geographic structure. C. Product structure. D. Matrix structure. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Product structure. Explanation. Option C is correct because in a product structure, a company is organized into divisions, with each division being responsible for a specific product or product line. Each division often operates as its own self-contained unit with its own functional teams. Option A is incorrect because a functional structure groups employees by their function or specialty, such as marketing or finance. Option B is incorrect because a geographic structure organizes operations based on location or region. Option D is incorrect because a matrix structure combines two structures such as functional and product, with employees reporting to two managers. 19. Which concept involves using digital technologies to automate repetitive tasks, enabling workers to focus on more complex responsibilities? A. Artificial intelligence. B. Robotics. C. Machine learning. D. Process automation. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Process automation. Explanation. Option D is correct because process automation is the specific term for using technology to perform rule-based, repetitive tasks that were previously done by humans. This frees up employees to concentrate on higher-value work that requires creativity and critical thinking. Option A is incorrect because artificial intelligence is a broader field where computers perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. Option B is incorrect because robotics involves physical robots, which can be used for automation, but isn't the overarching concept. Option C is incorrect because machine learning is a subset of AI, where systems learn from data. It can be used for more advanced automation. 20. Which international agreement aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change? A. Kyoto Protocol. B. Paris Agreement. C. Montreal Protocol. D. Rio Declaration. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Paris Agreement. Explanation. Option B is correct because the Paris Agreement, adopted in 2015, is a landmark international treaty on climate change. Its goal is to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius by having each country set its own targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Option A is incorrect because the Kyoto Protocol was an earlier climate agreement with a different structure that the Paris Agreement effectively replaced. Option C is incorrect because the Montreal Protocol is an agreement designed to protect the ozone layer by phasing out certain chemicals. Option D is incorrect because the Rio Declaration was a set of principles on sustainable development from the 1992 Earth Summit. 21. Which term refers to a temporary restriction imposed by a government on the export or import of goods for economic or political reasons? A. Tariff. B. Quota. C. Embargo. D. Subsidy. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Embargo. Explanation. Option C is correct because an embargo is an official government order that restricts or completely prohibits trade with a specific country or the exchange of specific goods. It is typically used as a political tool to pressure another country. Option A is incorrect because a tariff is a tax on imports. Option B is incorrect because a quota is a limit on the quantity of imports. Option D is incorrect because a subsidy is financial aid from a government to its domestic industries. 22. Which law prohibits US companies from making corrupt payments to foreign officials to obtain or retain business? A. Sarbanes-Oxley Act. B. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. C. Sherman Antitrust Act. D. Dodd-Frank Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. Explanation. Option B is correct because the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act is a United States federal law that specifically makes it illegal for US persons and entities to bribe foreign government officials to further their business interests. Option A is incorrect because the Sarbanes-Oxley Act deals with corporate governance and financial reporting standards. Option C is incorrect because the Sherman Antitrust Act is a foundational law that prohibits anti-competitive business practices. Option D is incorrect because the Dodd-Frank Act was a major financial reform law passed in response to the 2008 financial crisis. 23. Which of the following is a cooperative institution that helps member countries stabilise their economies by providing financial assistance? A. World Bank. B. United Nations. C. International Monetary Fund. D. World Trade Organization. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. International Monetary Fund. Explanation. Option C is correct because the primary purpose of the International Monetary Fund is to ensure the stability of the international monetary system. It provides temporary financial assistance in the form of loans and policy advice to member countries experiencing economic crises. Option A is incorrect because the World Bank focuses on long-term development projects and poverty reduction. Option B is incorrect because the United Nations is a broader organisation for international peace and cooperation. Option D is incorrect because the World Trade Organization deals with the rules of international trade. 24. Which term refers to a company's ethical responsibility to minimise harm and promote good practices in society and the environment? A. Corporate social responsibility. B. Corporate governance. C. Stakeholder management. D. Ethical capitalism. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Corporate social responsibility. Explanation. Option A is correct because corporate social responsibility is a business model where companies make a concerted effort to operate in ways that enhance, rather than degrade, society and the environment. It involves acting ethically and contributing to the well-being of communities. Option B is incorrect because corporate governance refers to the system of rules and processes by which a company is directed and controlled. Option C is incorrect because stakeholder management is the process of managing the expectations and interests of groups affected by the company. Option D is incorrect because ethical capitalism is a broader philosophical concept about how a market economy should operate morally. 25. Which economic concept measures the total value of goods and services produced within a country's borders? A. Gross domestic product. B. Gross national product. C. Purchasing power parity. D. Balance of payments. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Gross domestic product. Explanation. Option A is correct because gross domestic product is the total monetary or market value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time period. It is the most common measure of a country's economic output. Option B is incorrect because gross national product measures the output produced by a country's citizens, regardless of their location. Option C is incorrect because purchasing power parity is an economic theory used to compare the currencies of different countries. Option D is incorrect because the balance of payments is a record of all economic transactions between a country and the rest of the world. 26. Which type of trade agreement involves the removal of tariffs and other trade barriers between member countries while maintaining independent trade policies with non-members? A. Free trade area. B. Customs union. C. Common market. D. Economic union. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Free trade area. Explanation. Option A is correct because in a free trade area, member countries eliminate tariffs and other barriers to trade among themselves. However, each country is free to determine its own trade policies with countries outside the agreement. Option B is incorrect because a customs union requires members to also adopt a common external trade policy towards non-members. Option C is incorrect because a common market builds on a customs union by also allowing the free movement of labour and capital. Option D is incorrect because an economic union involves even deeper integration, often including a common currency and fiscal policies. 27. What is the main advantage of using a transnational strategy in international business? A. Low costs through standardization. B. Ability to customize products for local markets. C. Greater control over global operations. D. Flexibility in adjusting to legal environments. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Ability to customize products for local markets. Explanation. Option B is correct because a transnational strategy seeks to balance global efficiency with local responsiveness. A key advantage of this complex strategy is the ability to adapt and customize products for local markets, something a pure global standardization strategy cannot do while still seeking cost advantages. Option A is incorrect because achieving the lowest possible costs through standardization is the goal of a global standardization strategy, not a transnational one. Option C is incorrect because while a transnational strategy requires high control, This is a feature of its implementation, not its unique advantage. Option D is incorrect because all international strategies must be flexible enough to adjust to different legal environments. 28. Which process involves the redesign of a company's business processes to achieve significant improvements in performance? A. Re-engineering. B. Outsourcing. C. Benchmarking. D. Vertical integration. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Re-engineering. Explanation: Option A is correct because business process re-engineering involves the fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of business processes to achieve dramatic improvements in critical measures of performance, such as cost, quality, service, and speed. Option B is incorrect because outsourcing is the practice of hiring an outside party to perform services or create goods. Option C is incorrect because benchmarking is the process of comparing one's business processes and performance metrics to industry bests. Option D is incorrect because vertical integration is a strategy where a company owns or controls its suppliers, distributors, or retail locations. 29. Which strategy involves a company establishing operations in a foreign market by building new facilities from the ground up? A. Greenfield investment. B. Joint venture. C. Strategic alliance. D. Franchising. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, A. Greenfield investment. Explanation: Option A is correct because a greenfield investment is a type of foreign direct investment where a parent company creates a subsidiary in a different country, building its operations from the ground up on a greenfield. Option B is incorrect because a joint venture is a business arrangement where two or more parties agree to pool their resources for the purpose of accomplishing a specific task. Option C is incorrect because a strategic alliance is an agreement between two or more parties to pursue a set of agreed-upon objectives while remaining independent organisations. Option D is incorrect because franchising is a method of distributing products or services involving a franchisor who establishes the brand's trademark or trade name. 30. What is the primary objective of the World Bank? A. Promote international trade. B. Provide financial assistance to developing countries. C. Resolve trade disputes between nations. D. Stabilise global currency exchange rates. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Provide financial assistance to developing countries. Explanation: Option B is correct because the World Bank's primary mission is to fight poverty by providing financial and technical assistance to developing countries for development programs such as building roads, schools and hospitals. Option A is incorrect as they are the primary roles of the World Trade Organization. Option C is incorrect because of the same explanation as option A. Option D is incorrect as it is the primary role of the International Monetary Fund. 31. Which term refers to the manipulation of a company's financial records to deceive stakeholders? A. Creative accounting. B. Fraudulent reporting. C. Accounting irregularities. D. Whistleblowing. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Fraudulent reporting. Explanation: Option B is correct because fraudulent reporting involves intentionally misstating or omitting information in financial statements to mislead investors and creditors. This is illegal and unethical. Option A is incorrect because creative accounting uses loopholes in accounting rules to present a better financial picture but may still be technically legal. Fraud is always illegal. Option C is incorrect because accounting irregularities is a broader term for issues in financial records, which can be either intentional fraud or unintentional errors. Option D is incorrect because whistleblowing is the act of exposing misconduct or illegal activity within an organisation. 32. What type of foreign direct investment involves acquiring or merging with a local firm in the target country? A. Horizontal FDI. B. Vertical FDI. C. Greenfield FDI. D. Brownfield FDI. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Brownfield FDI. Explanation: option D is correct because brownfield FDI, also known as acquisition FDI, is when a company purchases or leases existing production facilities to launch a new production activity in a foreign country. This is often faster than building from scratch. Option A is incorrect because horizontal FDI is when a company invests in the same industry abroad as it operates in at home. Option B is incorrect because vertical FDI is when a company invests in a different stage of its value chain abroad. Option C is incorrect because greenfield FDI involves building entirely new facilities in a foreign country. 33. What is a key feature of a customs union? A. Free movement of labour and capital. B. A common external trade policy. C. A common currency. D. Independent trade policies with non-members. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. A common external trade policy. Explanation: option B is correct because a customs union is a form of trade bloc that has two main features: free trade among member countries and a common external tariff or trade policy for dealing with non-member countries. Option A is incorrect because the free movement of labour and capital is a feature of a more integrated common market. Option C is incorrect because a common currency is a feature of an even more integrated economic union. Option D is incorrect because having independent trade policies is a feature of a free trade area, which is less integrated than a customs union. 34. In the context of international business, what does the term high context culture refer to? A. A culture where communication is direct and explicit. B. A culture where rules and regulations are strictly followed. C. A culture where much of the communication is non-verbal and relies on shared understanding. D. A culture that highly values individualism and personal achievement. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. A culture where much of the communication is non-verbal and relies on shared understanding. Explanation: option C is correct because in a high-context culture, communication is often indirect, and people rely heavily on non-verbal cues such as body language and tone of voice, as well as relationships and shared context to interpret meaning. What is not said can be as important as what is said. Option A is incorrect as it describes a low-context culture where communication is explicit and direct. Option B is incorrect as they describe other cultural dimensions such as uncertainty, avoidance and individualism, not communication style. Option D is incorrect because of the same explanation as option B. 35. What is the term for managing the flow of goods, services and information from the point of origin to the point of consumption? A. Logistics. B. Supply chain management. C. Operations management. D. Procurement. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Supply chain management. Explanation. Option B is correct because supply chain management is the broad strategic coordination of all the business functions involved in the entire life cycle of a product, from sourcing raw materials to production and delivery to the final customer. Option A is incorrect because logistics is a component of SCM that focuses specifically on the movement and storage of goods. Option C is incorrect because operations management focuses on the internal processes of converting inputs into outputs. Option D is incorrect because procurement is the act of purchasing goods and services, which is one function within SCM. 36. Which international marketing strategy involves using the same marketing mix and promotional message in all countries? A. Adaptation. B. Localization. C. Standardization. D. Glocalization. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Standardization. Explanation. Option C is correct because a standardization strategy, also known as a global strategy, involves offering the same product, price, promotion, and distribution channels in all international markets. This approach seeks efficiency and a consistent global brand image. Option A is incorrect because they all involve modifying some element of the marketing mix to suit the specific tastes and conditions of local markets. Option B is incorrect because of the same explanation as option A. Option D is incorrect because of the same explanation as option B. 37. What does balance of payments for a country record? A. The government's annual budget deficit or surplus. B. The total value of all assets owned by the country's citizens. C. All economic transactions between its residents and the rest of the world. D. The difference between the value of a country's exports and imports of goods. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. All economic transactions between its residents and the rest of the world. Explanation. Option C is correct because the balance of payments is a comprehensive accounting statement that tracks all monetary transactions between a country's residents and the rest of the world over a period of time. Option A is incorrect as it describes the government's fiscal balance. Option B is incorrect as it describes a measure of national wealth. Option D is incorrect as it describes only the trade balance, also called the balance of trade, which is just one part of the overall balance of payments. 38. The belief that ethical standards are not absolute but are determined by the cultural context is known as what? A. Ethical universalism. B. Ethical relativism. C. Utilitarianism. D. Deontology. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Ethical relativism. Explanation. Option B is correct because ethical relativism is the philosophical view that morality is relative to the norms of one's culture. That is, whether an action is right or wrong depends on the moral standards of the society in which it is practiced. Option A is incorrect because ethical universalism is the opposite view, holding that some ethical principles are universally valid for all people. Option C is incorrect as they are specific ethical theories. Utilitarianism focuses on outcomes, such as the greatest good for the greatest number, and deontology focuses on duties and rules. Option D is incorrect because of the same explanation as option C. 39. What type of organisational structure combines functional and divisional chains of command in a grid so that there are two command structures simultaneously? A. Geographic structure. B. Product structure. C. Functional structure. D. Matrix structure. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, D. Matrix structure. Explanation. Option D is correct because a matrix structure is a hybrid organizational design that combines traditional functional departments with project or product teams. In this structure, employees typically have two bosses, a functional manager and a project manager. Option A is incorrect because they are traditional hierarchical structures with a single clear line of command. Option B is incorrect because of the same explanation as option A. Option C is incorrect because of the same explanation as option B. 40. What is the term for a general increase in prices and a fall in the purchasing value of money? A. Deflation. B. Stagflation. C. Inflation. D. Recession. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Inflation. Explanation. Option I. C is correct because inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising, which subsequently causes the purchasing power of currency to fall. Your money buys less than it did before. Option A is incorrect because deflation is the opposite, a general decrease in prices. Option B is incorrect because stagflation is a combination of high inflation, high unemployment, and stagnant economic demand. Option D is incorrect because a recession is a period of temporary economic decline, identified by a fall in GDP. 41. The Heckscher-Ohlin theory argues that international trade patterns are determined by differences in what? A. Technology. B. Labour productivity. C. Factor endowments. D. Government policies. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Factor endowments. Explanation. Option C is correct because the Heckscher-Ohlin theory proposes that countries export what they can most efficiently and plentifully produce. It states that trade patterns are determined by differences in factor endowments, the amount of land, labour, and capital a country possesses. Option A is incorrect because it is the basis of technology-based trade theories. Option B is incorrect because it is the core of Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage. Option D is incorrect because while government policies can influence trade, they are not the central determinant in this specific theory. 42. What is a licensing agreement in the context of international business? A. A company builds a new facility in a foreign country. B. Two companies join to form a new third company. C. A company grants rights to a foreign company to produce its product for a fee. D. A company hires a foreign firm to perform some of its business functions. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. A company grants rights to a foreign company to produce its product for a fee. Explanation. Option C is correct because a licensing agreement is a contract where one company allows another company in a foreign market to use its intellectual property, such as its patents, trademarks, or technology, in exchange for a fee or royalty. Option A is incorrect as it describes a greenfield investment. Option B is incorrect as it describes a joint venture. Option D is incorrect as it describes outsourcing. 43. The risk that a foreign government will unexpectedly change its laws or regulations, harming a company's operations and profits, is known as what? A. Economic risk. B. Political risk. C. Currency risk. D. Commercial risk. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Political risk. Explanation. Option B is correct because political risk is the risk an investment's returns could suffer as a result of political changes or instability in a country. This can include changes in laws, nationalisation of assets, or civil unrest. Option A is incorrect because economic risk refers to the risk from a country's overall economic instability. Option C is incorrect because currency risk, also called exchange rate risk, arises from changes in the price of one currency in relation to another. Option D is incorrect because commercial risk relates to normal business risks like poor strategy or competition. 44. What is a significant challenge specifically associated with managing virtual global teams? A. High travel costs. B. Lack of qualified team members. C. Building trust and cohesion across different cultures and time zones. D. Ensuring all team members have the same functional expertise. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Building trust and cohesion across different cultures and time zones. Explanation. Option C is correct because one of the most significant challenges for virtual global teams is overcoming the barriers of distance, culture, and time. Building a sense of trust, open communication, and team cohesion is much harder without face-to-face interaction. Option A is incorrect because virtual teams are often used to reduce travel costs. Option B is incorrect as it is a general hiring challenge, not one specific to managing a virtual team. Option D is incorrect because diverse functional expertise is often a strength of global teams. 45. According to Hofstede's cultural dimensions, a culture with high uncertainty avoidance would likely feature what? A. A preference for flexible rules and informal interactions. B. High tolerance for ambiguity and risk-taking. C. A strong need for formal rules, regulations, and clear instructions. D. A focus on long-term planning and future rewards. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. A strong need for formal rules, regulations, and clear instructions. Explanation. Option C is correct because cultures high in uncertainty. Avoidance, according to Hofstede, feel threatened by uncertain or unknown situations. As a result, they rely on strict laws, formal rules, and regulations to provide structure and reduce ambiguity. Option A is incorrect as they describe cultures with low uncertainty avoidance. Option B is incorrect because of the same explanation as option A. Option D is incorrect as it describes the long-term orientation dimension, which deals with a society's time horizon. 46. What's the term for a market where currencies are bought and sold for immediate delivery? A. Forward market. B. Futures market. C. Spot market. D. Capital market. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Spot market. Explanation. Option C is correct because the spot market is the foreign exchange market where currencies are traded for immediate settlement, which is typically within 2 business days. The exchange rate for this transaction is the spot rate. Option A is incorrect because the forward market and futures market are for currency transactions that will be settled on a specified date in the future. Option B is incorrect because of the same explanation as option A. Option D is incorrect because the capital market is where long-term funds are raised through the trading of stocks and bonds. 47. A company that delegates decision-making authority to local managers in each country it operates in is following which strategic approach? A. global standardization strategy? B. Transnational strategy? C. Localization strategy? D. International strategy? Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Localization strategy. Explanation. Option C is correct because a localization strategy, also known as a multi-domestic strategy, focuses on increasing profitability by customizing the firm's goods or services so that they provide a good match to hard tastes and preferences in different national markets. This requires decentralizing decision-making to local managers. Option A is incorrect because a global standardization strategy involves centralized decision-making to pursue cost reductions. Option B is incorrect because a transnational strategy tries to balance both central control and local autonomy. Option D is incorrect because an international strategy involves taking products first produced for the domestic market and selling them internationally with minimal local customization. 48. What does expropriation mean in an international business context? A. A government taxing a foreign company's profits at a very high rate. B. A government seizure of a foreign-owned asset, with compensation paid to the owner. C. A local company illegally copying a foreign company's patented product. D. A government seizure of a foreign-owned asset without any payment to the owner. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. A government seizure of a foreign-owned asset with compensation paid to the owner. Explanation. Option B is correct because expropriation is the act of a host government taking control of a foreign-owned asset or company. Crucially, under international law, the government is required to pay just compensation for the seized property. Option A is incorrect as it is a form of political risk related to taxation, not seizure. Option C is incorrect as it describes intellectual property infringement. Option D is incorrect because seizure without compensation is called confiscation, which is considered illegal under international law. 49. What is the term for a citizen of one country who's working abroad for one of their country's parent companies? A. Host country national. B. Expatriate. C. Third country national. D. Impatriate. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Expatriate. Explanation. Option B is correct because an expatriate, also known as a parent country national, is an employee who is a citizen of the country where the company is headquartered but is sent to work in one of the company's foreign subsidiaries. Option A is incorrect because a host country national is a local citizen hired by the foreign company in their own country. Option C is incorrect because a third country national is a citizen of one country working for a company from a second country in a third country. Option D is incorrect because an impatriate is an employee from a foreign subsidiary who is brought to work at the company's headquarters. 50. Which level of economic integration is the most advanced, featuring a common currency, a unified monetary and fiscal policy, and a common parliament? A. Free trade area. B. Customs union. C. Common market. D. Political union. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. Political union. Explanation. Option D is correct because a political union is the highest level of integration between countries. It involves all the features of an economic union, such as a common market and currency, and adds a common political framework, including a unified government and coordinated foreign policy. Option A is incorrect as it is the least integrated form, only removing tariffs between members. Option B is incorrect as it adds a common external tariff. Option C is incorrect as it adds the free movement of labour and capital. You have reached the end of our first question set. For the free complete exam preparation, visit our website link in the description, where you find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.